Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Notes from the Pastor Cave. And I think I was thinking of calling this Notes from the Pastor Cave Rainy Day Edition. We've had several special editions lately. We've had evening editions, but this is just kind of one of where we are right here. It's one of those kind of rainy, getting into some true fall feeling weather here. We've had an incredible warm spell. So it's just a little bit, what my family would call raw. It's a little bit raw out there, and it's rainy, and it's kind of mellow, so we could call it rainy, mellow day edition, something along those lines. But I wanted to do something just a little bit different today for our rainy day edition. And I just wanted to start kind of with a question, and we're going to go very quickly here through chapter 35 and 36, both of those today, just kind of because there's kind of one idea or one concept that I want to pull out of there. But the question is this: what is your concept of the personality of God? And even as I say that, I realize that most of us have a concept of the personality of God that's based very much on what was taught to us when we were young, if we were taught anything at all. We came up with some kind of a conceptualization of the personality of God, and being originally from New England, there were parts of my family that went all the way back to Puritan times on my mother's side, and my concept of God, and it's something that I've had to really struggle to work past for a good part of my life. My concept of God is, he's kind of a cold, hard kind of an individual. He's he's not real forthcoming with things like all those good attributes. He's not real forthcoming with his mercy and his grace, and he kind of holds them back, and okay, all right, and I know that that's wrong. I absolutely know that that's wrong. And I've spent, the whole reason for this YouTube page, right? I've spent a lifetime in the Scriptures, and the Scriptures prove me wrong over and over and over again. And yet, I persist. There's a part of me that persists in this concept, this kind of hard, cold, Puritan concept of God. My brother and I laugh all the time about, the concept of our forefathers was, you get married, you have children, and you work until you drop dead, and that's kind of what God wants for your life. It can be hard to kind of escape some of those thoughts and escape some of those ideas. But hopefully, what I'm going to share with you today is a little bit of a counteraction against that, because what we see here in chapter 35 of Exodus is that God has talked for a long time about the building of this tabernacle, and now it's time to actually do it. The kind of things have settled down enough after the golden calf and all of that's gone on. the need for the new stone tablets, and they've been written on, and so now it's time to actually build this tabernacle. And the first thing, verse 35 says, Moses assembled all the congregation of the people of Israel and said to them, "These are the things that the Lord has commanded you to do. So 6 days' work shall be done, but on the seventh day you shall have a Sabbath of solemn rest." So he's reestablishing. And, God is basically doing this until he's blue in the face, as we would say. God has told them over and over and over again, work 6 days, rest on the seventh. Work 6 days, rest on the seventh. And it's important to note here that this is really the only culture on the entire planet that is doing this. Most people just work 7 days and just, tried to stay feeding their families, working for 7 days, and obviously dropped dead a lot sooner in life, and it was much more of a drudgery. God is setting up a system whereby people have times of refreshing. And as we've said before, God's kind of a party animal. He has all these holidays that he wants built into the calendar, and this seventh day rest. And that really shows us part of the overall personality of God, that he's not this hard driving character that a lot of us think that he is, that's kind of portrayed in our mind, that God actually believes in periods of hard work. He believes in hard work, and you should work hard, and your work should reflect your relationship with God, but that when it's time to rest, that we should also rest, and our rest should also reflect our relationship with God. Just checking the time here, 6 minutes. And so you shall, and he says, you shall kindle no fire in all your dwelling places on the same. Like, I don't even want you to build a fire, because I want you to rest, because I know your tendency will be to say, oh, I'm resting, but then you'll go off and do something else work-wise. But God is saying, no, I want your rest to really be rest, okay? And now it comes time to collect the materials necessary to build the tabernacle, okay? So then we pick up in verse 4. Moses said to all the congregation of the people of Israel, this is the thing that the Lord has commanded. Take from among you a contribution. It's not a tax. A contribution to the Lord. Next sentence. Whoever is of a generous heart, let him bring the Lord's contribution, gold, silver, bronze, blue and purple and scarlet yarns. This is all good stuff. Fine twined linen, goat's hair. It's hard for me to picture goat's hair as being on that list, but I guess it was. Tanned ram's skins and goat skins, acacia wood, oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil, and for fragrant incense, and onyx stones, and I'm trying to move my Bible here out of the way, and stones for setting, for the ephod, and for the breastplate, okay? So what we have here, and it's really great to contrast that with the golden calf incident, because when Aaron makes this really critical error and gives in to the people who want an idol, he says, look, give it over. Your earrings and everything that you got, you gotta just pile it in here. It's really basically like a tax to create this golden calf. And yet when it comes down to the real deal, to what God really wants built and really wants made, okay, he's asking for people to have a generous heart and to give, what we would say nowadays, give into the kingdom. Give into this tabernacle, have generous hearts, give this stuff over. And by the way, you see the variety of things here, which says that just about anybody has the ability to contribute to this, right? It's not just, okay, you rich guys that have all the gold, I want you to contribute to the. No, God is saying, look, there's a whole list of materials here. All of you must have some of this, and so all of you will have the privilege and the beauty of giving into the building of this tabernacle. And so we really have this very lovely thing that takes place, and I want you to kind of take that concept with you and carry it all the way over towards the end of chapter 36. So 35, 36. Do I have this right here? Yes. Chapter 35, and then all the way to the end, towards the end of 36. So all the skilled craftsmen who were doing all the work on the sanctuary left their work, okay, and said to Moses, the people are bringing more than enough for doing the work of the Lord commanded to be done. Okay, so I have a little note in here. It says that God does not endlessly demand like a despot. Okay, so there comes this point in time where God says, "Oh, okay, you've given." God is not just like sucking them dry of materials and saying, you got to give more, you got to give more, you got to give more. God's like, okay, there's enough there. Moses gave an order, and they sent this word throughout the camp: no man or woman is to make anything else as an offering for the sanctuary. And so the people were restrained from bringing more because what they already had was more than enough to do all the work. Does that sound like a kind of a hard, cold, cruel, tough taskmaster God to you? Doesn't sound like it to me. When we really look at these scriptures, we see much more about the personality of God and his gentle nature and his gentle character. Yes, he wants them all to give into his kingdom. He wants everybody to have the satisfaction of being able to give into this tabernacle and to proudly say, on the day that it's completed, to proudly say, hey, I donated that goat skin over there. I donated those onyx stones over there. I got to be a part of this. But God is not this demanding despot. He says, give more and give more and give more. God is a God who knows human limits. He says, I want you to be a people of rest. I want you to be a people of work and a people of rest. I want you to be a people who give, but who give up to a point at which I'm satisfied with your giving, and I'm not going to continue to demand from you over and over and over again. So that's all I have to say today on this rainy day edition. It's hard enough to get the brain fog away on a day like this. And so I say unto you, as I always do, Vita brevis gloria aeterna. Life is short, glory is eternal. Don't forget to subscribe and like and hit that bell so you can get notifications. And we are not only up on Facebook, but we're also on MeWe. And, feel free to give the thumbs up or the thumbs down or to comment or anything that you want to do on there. All of that helps us. Have a great day. God bless you.